Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmitty, Swanny and Clarky visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, here we are again.
What
How
a
are you
lovely
going?
surprise to see your beautiful faces.
Oh, isn't that kind of you?
Brilliant.
Oh, another week down, and Carla's still having a good old time in the UK, from what I can tell.
She must be gutted that she's not enjoying this 5-degree rainy weather that we're getting here.
Oh, I know. She'll be very upset. But, you know, she'll be coming back into it, so...
I can't wait to tell her all about it when she comes back. She'll love it.
I bet she will.
Yes.
Now, so what are we drinking today?
It's a very good question.
Oh.
So this one's a feather top, which we've been known to have before on Trial by Wine. It's a 2019 Petit Verdot. It's quite delicious, actually. It's got a full palate and a little bit smooth at the back.
At the finish, yes.
What about you two?
What are you drinking, Paulie?
I'm drinking the second of the Bunnings.
They're not Bunnings, they're
Bargain
Dan
monthly
Murphy's.
Dan
For some
Murphy's,
reason,
sorry. Dan
Tony's
Murphy's,
had a minor stroke at some point, and he cannot remember the name of Dan Murphy's, so he always calls it Bunnings.
Must be a pain in the ass when you got DIY projects to do and all you do is come home with alcohol.
Why? No, it's terrible.
She's going to work it out. She's going to work it out one day.
Just keep playing dumb.
Of that selection, which one is it? Do you remember?
It's called Short Stories, and it's I'm not even sure what the grape is, but it's halfway between a Sauv Blanc.
Margaret River 2021 SBS. So it's the
Semillon Sauv Blanc, right?
Yeah.
Sauv Blanc Semillon.
Yes, Sauvignon Blanc Semillon. Yes.
Yeah.
White nectarine, lantana, and creamy hints of choux pastry.
Semillon's like adding water, but without diluting the alcohol.
Yes.
Lantana?
I'm a bit worried about the hints of choux pastry. At least it's not chewy hints of choux pastry.
I can't see them.
Creamy.
I can't see any of them floating in the bottle. But,
yeah, that's good to know.
Oh, and now they've used another word that I have to say. Vibrant wine blends the tropical fruit characters of our organic Kowaramup.
Yep,
Kowaramup. Kawaramup's a
Kowaramup
place
vineyard.
down in Margaret River.
Yep.
Not Cowabunga.
With the minerality and herbaceousness of our Caradal fruit. There you go.
Wow.
Whatever that means.
What a load of old shit.
Shit. That's what Tony's drinking.
Nice. And yourself?
I'm having a very refreshing Twinings Lady Grey. Because
how boring.
I am boring, but I'm also dry Julying it and doing my, darndest to lose a few kilos before my hip surgery, because the surgeon did tell me to do that. And so basically I'm the hangriest person you could meet right now, but doing my best to overcome it. There you go.
Well,
and hopefully it will work.
It's disappointingly responsible of you, but also admirable. So well done.
Giving it the old college. Yeah, I should have done it 3 months ago. I tried, but then I fell off the wagon many a time. So many times did I fall off that wagon that I am battered and bruised.
So speaking of falling, Saturday during the day we went and made some salamis down at a friend's house down the road here, and probably had a fair bit to drink and came back, and I've fallen over inside the house and dislocated 2 ribs.
Oh, ow, that hurts.
Yeah.
Was that pig hanging for a while in their shed, out of interest?
Did
you have any sexual arousal when you saw the bits of pork?
Oh, no. We just got nice shoulders, so we didn't have the whole body, and there was no sexual arousal.
No sexual arousal. No Ed Geening around here.
Exactly.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
So, who are we? I'm Schmitty.
I'm Clarky.
I'm Stewie.
And I'm Stewie's Pooley's other half.
Is that what you're going
Stewie
with?
Pooley last week or something?
It was Barry Pooley.
Oh,
Barry Pooley.
That was me
Yeah.
buggered that
No,
up.
no, that's right, yeah.
That's right. So I'm Schmitty.
I'm Clarky.
I'm Barry.
And I'm Pooley.
Barry Pooley, right.
And together we
Together we
are
are
Trial
by
Wine.
Minus Swanny.
Minus Swanny, that's right. So, Clarky, have you got some interesting things to tell us today?
Well, yeah, just it feels not right to not have Swanny here to go through the full thing. So I'm just doing a few little stories as well, a bit of light humour for us. But so I was searching for, clickbait, as I like to do. And I've come across this website called oxygen.com.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. Isn't it great?
Where has this been all my life?
Oh, I'll see what you came up with because I was on Oxygen. My first two links were Oxygen links.
Brilliant.
But yeah, go ahead.
It is just one ridiculous story after another. So I'm going to share with you a few stories from oxygen.com. Thank you very much to the people at oxygen.com for today's episode.
Yeah.
So I literally don't know where to start with them. There's that many. But I'm going to start with this one just because I love it. So the headline is, Florida woman allegedly stuffed multiple mailboxes with disgusting porn-filled Easter eggs.
Oh, what?
Now that just conjures up.
What's disgusting, though? The porn or the Easter egg?
Well, or the combination.
Because you know how Easter egg chocolate is just by virtue disgusting?
Yes.
It's like every dreg of chocolate that has been left on the factory floor melted down and turned into bunnies.
And imagine biting into the Easter egg that has disgusting porn filling. Because you don't know I don't even know what that is, of course, until you read the story.
I was going to say, do we get a little bit more detail?
Mm-hmm.
What came first, the porn or the egg?
Well, stop it.
Stop me.
Jeepers.
Nicely played.
Yeah. So this is from the 10th of April 2020. So just keep that in mind. But so it starts off with, in my career, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite this bizarre, especially around Easter, a Florida County Sheriff told Oxygen.com. On April the 6th, Jessica Nageldinger's family. I mean, even that you couldn't write that, could you? Nageldinger, and about a story about porn. Jessica Nageldinger's family received an unwelcome Easter surprise in the mailbox of their Florida home. Earlier that day, her brother-in-law discovered a toy Easter egg in the family's mailbox, but what they found inside the plastic orange shell shocked them.
Oh, it's like a Kinder Surprise.
Well,
only not a Kinder
Yeah, not for
Surprise.
Kinder. Yeah. The last thing I did expect to see when opening an Easter egg would be pornographic pictures, Nageldinger 31 told Oxygen.com. It was just random and weird. So she says random and weird, not disgusting. I would agree, definitely random and weird. Inside the egg, the family found a Skittles candy drink, goldfish crackers, a square of toilet paper. That's random.
That's a big plastic egg. That's not a Kinder Surprise.
Isn't it?
This is a dinosaur egg.
Yeah.
Right?
And a tiny scroll of religious writings alongside images of a naked woman and two men having sex. I don't know if that's a naked woman having sex with two men or two pictures, one of a naked woman and one of two men having sex. Yeah.
I'm just thinking this is like one of those time capsules that people bury.
Yes.
This is what we're up to in 2020.
Instead of burying it, it's accidentally ended up in someone's letterbox.
Exactly right. Yeah. What I was up to in 2010. Beneath the graphic images was an artistic rendering of a Roman soldier spearing a crucified Jesus Christ.
How big was this egg?
Well, it sounds big, doesn't it?
Ostrich egg.
Big as your head.
Yeah. A dinosaur egg. And so then it was horrifying group sex stuff, the pregnant mum explained. It was disgusting. Our concern is we have 5 children under the age of 10 that check the mail. I'm not sure what group sex stuff is horrifying.
You don't expect to get it in a toy egg, do you?
No, I 100% agree with that. But it's an image of a naked woman and two men having sex. That's horrifying group sex stuff. It's just inappropriate material for children, and you don't want it in your eggs.
Was that the only sexual image as you described it? Because when she says group sex, I'm thinking gangbang, and
100%. And
it's a menage a trois.
That's
really that big a deal.
Exactly.
I mean, I get the kids don't want to see it, but yeah.
And horrifying group sex stuff might be like where people are being murdered whilst having sex or something. That would be horrifying group sex stuff.
Yeah. It's not consensual to receive it if you didn't ask for it.
Correct.
But it's not that. I mean, yeah, without seeing it, I couldn't judge it, but I'm going to say not that disgusting.
Not horrifying.
Bit random.
Random and weird, 100%. Inappropriate for children, absolutely.
100%.
Was there any images on the website, by the way?
Oh,
none.
Fruity.
The eggs
actually, no, there is, but not of the porn. That's a shame.
What's with the square of toilet paper?
It's only tiny too. I don't know. That might have been to wrap something up.
Can I just clarify? Was it 2020 or 2010, did you say?
2010. Oh, I don't know what I said now.
I thought you said 2020.
2020.
I said 2020.
Yeah, and then I did say 2010 as well.
Maybe the square of toilet paper represents the toilet paper shortages that would have been happening at the time.
Yeah. It's a real gift.
Not sure about the group sex. I'm just trying to think. Maybe the religious stuff was
if
Armageddon.
You're in lockdown.
Armageddon, we've got a pandemic on.
Mm-hmm.
What else was in it? Apart from the porn?
Religious writings.
Yeah, that's all about the Armageddon stuff.
Goldfish crackers.
That's so that you've got something to eat because, we're low on... And Skittles drink or something.
Skittles candy drink. Yeah, that sounds gross.
Don't know what that is.
But that's for the kids. So it's really a gift for the whole family inside the egg.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, there's something for everyone.
They've thought of everything.
You talked about the good Samaritan who gave you the cookies through the pandemic.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is just another good Samaritan.
I'm
not quite sure about... Maybe the photo, the porn, is actually just a personal pic of the person who dropped it in.
This is what I'm doing during COVID.
This is what you should be engaging in. It's the best way to pass the time.
That's right. We'll keep you horrifying group sex stuff. So, Nageldinger, who is currently living with her sister's family, said they were also fearful the anonymous mailer could be spreading COVID-19.
Oh, Glen 20
I love it.
Sort that out.
That could be the horrifying part of the group sex stuff.
That is weird, yeah. I mean, I get that it's all weird, but most of it was pretty benign.
That was our first concern, that someone was spreading the virus, she explained. That's what we thought was on the piece of toilet paper.
Well, COVID was detected in fecal matter, so,
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's blown their nose in it or anything. It just looks like it's been folded.
I swear, it's just in there because there's a shortage of toilet paper.
Yeah, I think it's a generous gift.
Yeah.
She may have intended to put a roll in and just got caught short.
True.
Waka, waka,
waka. The roll
someone forgot to change the roll and there was only one piece left on it.
That's all she had left to give away. I'm going to give away my last square of toilet paper in this pandemic.
Because I love these people.
Because I'm such a nice person. That family down the road, I think they'll need my last square of toilet paper more than I.
That's right. So a day earlier, Nageldinger recalled seeing a grey Honda Cruise down the block. She saw a person get out and place something in her sister's mailbox, but at the time didn't find it suspicious. When the car reappeared on the block this week, she immediately called the authorities. April Sestoni, 43, later identified as the alleged messenger of the pornographic Easter eggs, was arrested on a Florida parkway by Flagler County Sheriff deputies shortly afterwards, according to charging documents obtained by Oxygen.com. She was charged with...
their homework, see?
Yeah, she was charged with 11 counts of distributing obscene material. So this is the bit that really gets me going, this whole next bit. Sestoni admitted to delivering the pornographic eggs and religious pamphlets and went on a homophobic rant about quantum and magnetic fields, sexually transmitted diseases, and the Bible before deputies arrested her, according to body camera footage obtained and reviewed by Oxygen.com.
A homophobic rant?
Yes.
sexually transmitted diseases, but then is passing around group sex photos.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point. It was a warning. Don't touch this. Don't go near this. This is bad.
Then she goes on and says, why are we having gays teaching in the class in the church? They are rewriting Bibles.
Wait, hang on. What? They're sitting down. Was that written pamphlet rewriting the Bible?
Yeah, that's right.
A gay teacher's rewritten version.
Yeah, and I love that she's the one spreading the foul material but blaming the gays. Sestoni, who also insisted she wasn't a religious fanatic, I beg to differ, told deputies she was enraged by local churches. The 43-year-old visited 59 places of worship, she said, in an attempt to confront religious leaders over her concern regarding their teachings of the Bible. I have attended and I've spoken about all these churches and not even one have replied back to me, Sestoni told deputies, according to the video. They never have time to speak to me about it. Clever. When they all ignored her, she began printing her pornographic religious manifestos, hid them in Easter eggs, and began stuffing them in the mailboxes of countless homes. She admitted to unloading between 200 and 400 religious pamphlets on April the 8th alone, according to the footage. As a parent, I would be livid if a child saw that in my mailbox, one deputy scolded her. Do you understand that you're potentially victimising people and children? Sestoni could face additional charges. Authorities suspect a number of Sestoni's Easter eggs haven't yet been reported or discovered by other Florida families, or they just bit into them and swallowed them whole.
Or they just went, what's this junk, and chucked it in the bin. You know, some religious nuts dropped this off. I'm just chucking it in the bin.
That's right. So County Sheriff Rick Staley told Oxygen.com she just had a very unusual way to try to get her message out. Staley described Sestoni as a sick and deranged religious zealot. She had this perception that the Bible was being rewritten and that the religious leaders were not teaching the Bible properly, he explained. Clearly she has issues with homosexuality based on what she depicted in these documents. I don't know what was going through her mind.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Bible has actually been rewritten several times. Sorry, translated.
Not transgendered.
Translated from its original text, you know, and there are a great deal of variations in those translations. So she's right, but probably not in a modern context.
And not necessarily by the gays.
Oh, come off it. You're the first to carry on about the Catholic Church. Of course they're gays.
I wouldn't fucking waste the time, though, rewriting the Bible. I wouldn't even read it, let alone rewrite it. But maybe...
No, but if you were a monk in a monastery and you didn't have anything else to do, maybe you would.
Well, that'll get us on to our next story, but I just think that she actually got her trans words wrong. So when she heard that the Bible was being translated, you know how people just say it's trans and that's about transgendering? She just went, oh, it's transing, the Bible's transing.
They're transing the Bible, we can't have that. No.
Panic. So let's talk about priests then, because that's always fun. So this one is former priest and two dominatrices. And I don't know if the correct word is dominatrixes or dominatrices, because matrix becomes matrices.
You say a priest, a dominatrix, and another dominatrix.
Yeah.
A priest
walked into a bar.
Yeah.
And 2 times 1 dominatrix, you do the math. No, were charged with vandalism after an alleged altar threesome. Brilliant. So Travis John, and we're not here to tell Carla about pretty spelling, but John is spelled J-H-O-N. Travis John Clark allegedly engaged in a threesome with Mindy Lynn Dixon and Melissa Cayman Cheng on top of an altar that has now been burned by the church. So good.
That's a bit of an overreaction.
Don't just clean it.
Bit of Dettol. Yeah, a bit of Glen 20 would have been fine.
Yeah, a little bit of holy water.
Yeah. Reconsecrate
well, yeah, holy water would fix it, surely. A person was walking by Saints Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church in Pearl River on September the 30th when they allegedly saw a half-clothed priest through the church's windows engaging in a threesome with 2 corset-clad dominatrices on top of the altar. NOLA.com reported last year.
That
How
old chestnut.
fucking good would that be? Why doesn't that happen when I walk past churches?
I would have just assumed it was a film shoot or something. You know?
I would have I reckon I would have gone in and gone, woo, and then shut the door. Haven't been in a church for years. Who knew this was happening?
I reckon people creeping in to do a porn movie, and it would have been a real possibility for that.
Well,
that would make it all very routine once you say that.
Yeah, no, there's usually someone hanging around in churches these days because of theft. So I don't think you could just creep in and shoot a porn film.
You'd have to shoot the person hanging around and then shoot the porn film.
Just pay them. You know.
Well, yeah. That
go over there for an
hour. We only need 15 minutes for a good shot. Off you go.
So Travis John Clark, 37, then pastor of Saints Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Church, was arrested, as well as two out-of-state women, Mindy Lynn Dixon, 41, of Kent, Washington, and Melissa Cayman Cheng, 28, of Alpharetta, Georgia. While the three were originally charged with obscenity counts last fall, on Friday, the St. Tammany Parish Attorney's Office announced those charges had been reduced. Do we recall St. Tammany Parish?
I do. It rings a bell.
They were part of the Marie Joseph case, weren't they?
No, they were the camouflage assassin.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So
I had it definitely rang a bell.
So I just love that, because that's quite a conservative community, or it was around the time of the camouflage assassin, according to the reports.
Yeah.
They're so conservative that a priest is having sex with two dominatrices in the altar. It's brilliant. Just seems like sometimes the more conservative places get, the weirder the shit that happens.
Look, I think at the end of the day, if you take the religious component out of it, and the issue is public indecency, because you've got a bloke shagging two women in a public place. But, it's consensual. They're all adults. So it's really, the Catholic Church would probably have something to say about it. I'm sure they do. The fact that he's an ex-priest is interesting. Are you going to tell me he got excommunicated?
They probably just relocated him
or he just
to
left.
Another dominatrix town.
They probably didn't even need to,
That's what they do with
That's
pedophiles.
My point.
Yes, smack him on the hand.
No, my point is that, but priests sleep with women all the time. That's not really that unusual.
Not at the altar
if it's a
with
consenting...
two dominatrixes.
No. That is the unusual bit.
Practice what you preach, mate. Yes.
Maybe he was rewriting the Bible, and the other woman was upset about it.
So
and
it wasn't the
preaching,
gays.
Have sex on the altar. Have sex on the altar.
One of the dominatrices was seen delivering Easter eggs earlier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Most upset.
Yes. Horrifying group sex stuff. The three now face one count of institutional vandalism each. They are accused of knowingly vandalising, defacing, or otherwise damaging property and causing damage valued at over $500 and under $50,000 at the church, according to the district attorney's office. So,
it's ridiculous. They didn't burn it. Someone else burned it.
As if St. Tammany would get it wrong. Attorney Bradley Phillips, who represents both Dixon and Cheng, told NOLA.com on Friday that the district's attorney office had rightfully chosen not to pursue obscenity charges against my clients. He said that the incident was legal because it didn't occur in public. Instead, after waiting nearly 6 months, the state has decided to move forward with a lesser charge of institutionalised vandalism. It is clear the state went out of its way to contort the facts of this case in order to fit their own narrative, Phillips stated. Once again...
That's a shocking thing. That never happens.
No, I know, right? Wow.
Almost every case we do now, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Once again, they've overstepped their bounds as this nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to regulate the morality of private individuals.
Exactly, yes.
Just because you don't like something doesn't make it criminal. My clients look forward to their day in court as we continue to fight this baseless allegation.
I think that's the point, because before I said it would be a public indecency, but you're right. The church is owned by the Catholic Church. It's not a public space.
It used to be in your own home or part of.
Yeah, well, in your workplace. If There might be a work policy that says priests shouldn't be shagging anyone, but if you're going to, make sure it's a consenting adult and don't do it on the altar. But
if you can be seen through the window,
their policy.
Could it be indecent exposure, or is it okay?
Well, it's a question. Well, that's the question. So if
you can be seen from the public eye,
if I walked past your house and you two were in flagrante going at it, and I looked into your window, is that public indecency, or you just happen to get seen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same question. Is if you're in your own home, is it me the problem, being a voyeur seeing you, or you exposing yourself? And I don't mean standing at the window,
masturbating.
Life of Brian style, having a stretch nude and everyone's down there. He's a very naughty boy.
He's not the Messiah.
That's right. Not in that context, but like you can see people on the like people who, especially on the houseboats and that, every now and then I'm sure people get a flash of something because you got lots of big glass windows and people changing out of bathers and that. But I don't think it's indecent if it's in your own area. Yeah. Anyway,
very interesting.
Off topic, because that's in a church, not actually his own area, although it was his workplace.
Yeah. So Clark was removed from his post with the church one day after his arrest. Dixon and Cheng told police at the time of the arrest that they were role-playing and recording the consensual acts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Consensual, it's fun.
Yeah, and role-playing.
Or just pretending to have sex on an altar.
Yeah, exactly right. Archbishop of New Orleans, Gregory Amond, said that Clark's acts were deplorable. His desecration of the altar in church was demonic, he said. I'm infuriated by his actions. When the details become clear, we had the altar removed and burned.
See, that's the vandalism.
Fucking melodramatic. That's just they've got too much money.
Over the top, that is.
I'd use an altar that a priest and two dominatrices had sex on.
I can
give it a bit of spray and wipe.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, Glen 20 kills everything. I can see the point that it's a desecration of a holy space. I do see that. But you can reconsecrate it. You could just clean it up with the Glen 20 and then holy water it and bless it, and she'd be good as new.
Old mate needs some real action in his life.
Needs to calm down.
I reckon, though, being the defence lawyer, I'd be more comfortable being able to get them off vandalism than I would off whatever the original charge was, indecent obscenity counts. Like it's more obscene to be doing something like that in the workplace than it is to be doing it. It's not vandalism.
No, I agree. It's not vandalism. That's a silly charge.
All right, moving right along. Let's try something different. So there's a couple of headlines I'll give you if you want to play listener's choice.
Okay.
So the first one is teen accused of trying to kill jogger so he could keep his body to play with. The next one is I will show you what I do to serial killers. Costumed vigilante vows to hunt murderer.
Right.
And the last...
Been listening to too much Trial by Wine.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm thinking we could get him on as a guest. And the last one is 88-year-old man allegedly feels tickled after murdering roommate, wants to urinate on his grave.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
That one?
Definitely, yeah.
That's the winner. All right.
I feel quite tickled about murdering my housemate.
I know,
and now I want to find his grave so I can urinate on it.
So May 20, 2021 is when this is from. So Larry Shaw allegedly killed his younger roommate, Kenny Barnes, after he'd asked him to do chores. Sounds normal so far. Following years of apparent contemplation, an 88-year-old Southwest Missouri man allegedly murdered a man he disliked, his roommate. Larry Shaw has been charged with first-degree murder following the fatal shooting of 52-year-old Kenny Barnes at a home in Ozark.
Hey!
Have you watched Ozark?
Oh, we got through some of the first series. I know everyone raves about it, but I lost interest.
Loved it, and I could totally see this happening in the Ozark's depiction of Ozark. I don't know if Ozark is like that, but
I was thinking that if the series The Odd Couple went on for too long, this could have been the outcome.
Oh, totally.
Yes. Sure.
Yes, I think you're right.
That was a great show.
So, investigators said Shaw lived with Barnes for 6 or 7 years. Court documents indicate that Shaw told investigators he was tired of Barnes' vulgar language and how he treated him, the Springfield News leader reported. I love that we get a bit of Springfield thrown in as well.
Good old Springfield.
I think that's fair enough. He's tired of his vulgar language.
Ask him to move out.
Move on, mate. Come on.
Go his throat.
Or I'll move out.
Go his throat with a bar mix. Then he won't use vulgar language anymore.
Oh, goodness.
Too far? Police said Shaw... Oh, sorry.
Also quite difficult to do, I would think.
Yeah, it'd have to be a small bar mix.
Or a very small throat. It's all very difficult.
A big throat, wouldn't it? Because the bar mix is decent.
You talk about a bar mix like a...
Step blender.
A vitamizer.
No,
a stick blender.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, I was thinking about it like a whole vitamizer.
Oh, that would be hard. Yeah.
Swallow this, mate.
All right, I get you, stick blender.
That's kind of the noise it makes. Not that I've done it.
In soup, not on a throat.
That's right, yeah. Don't try this at home. Police said Shaw told them he'd had enough after Barnes told him to do some chores Wednesday morning. He allegedly got a handgun and waited in a recliner for 3 hours before shooting.
Could have been doing some chores, the lazy
Court documents said. I know, fucking hell. The gun had been stored between cushions of the couch, according to a probable cause statement obtained by Christian County Headline and News. Court documents state that Shaw told police he was kind of tickled that he shot Barnes. Furthermore, he expressed no apparent remorse in police interviews following the shooting. The Springfield News leader reports that Shaw allegedly told police that he wanted to urinate on Barnes' grave. A detective wrote that Larry allegedly made it clear that he was glad he was dead. Shaw appears to be possibly smirking in his mug shot, which I'll show you.
He's literally bonkers, isn't he? Oh, he's definitely smirking. Yeah. He's like, I'm 88. Yeah. I'm going to die anyway. I just thought I'm going to take that son of a bitch with me. And who cares? I'll get
lazy son of a bitch.
By the time I get through trial and get sentenced or whatever, I'll be, 95 because, the American system's so slow. And I'll get 3 good meals a day. I'm a hard ass in jail, so no one will bother me.
I'll kill them if they do, if they're lazy.
Yeah, and I'll piss on them.
That's right. So police say Shaw shot Barnes once in the chest. They found Barnes lying dead outside of the home. It's unclear if the two are related or anything beyond roommates. Is it?
Oh, right.
Shaw is being held in Christian County Jail without bond. He does not have an attorney listed for his case.
I do feel sorry for the man who got shot.
Well, he's foul-mouthed and lazy.
He wasn't lazy. He wanted the other guy to do the chores. It was the old bloke who wouldn't do the chores.
Well, there is that.
Was he a similar age?
No, he was 52.
52?
Yeah.
Put your listening ears on. Yeah, no, he's much younger.
I must say, there is something similar to The Odd Couple here, which is it's unclear if the two are related or anything beyond roommates.
Oh, are you suggesting that they were lovers?
Dominatrices. They could cross-dress and do priests in St. Tammany Parish for a laugh. Well, yeah, maybe. I think that's what they're implying, that anything beyond roommates.
Yeah, they may have been related.
So it's unclear as to whether two people who live together either are related or have to be in a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
You can't just live with someone. I've had loads of roommates, i.e. housemates and flatmates, I've not been related to nor in a relationship with.
Correct. Well, surely you'd be able to find that out from the bedding situation.
It's not odd. It's very normal.
I think it wouldn't be very unclear if they were related with a little bit of investigative journalism.
Shouldn't be hard in the Ozarks, surely.
Yeah, I think it's a lazy journo going for a little bit of hinting.
Yeah. Defective journo.
Maybe that's the point, that in the Ozarks so many people are related that they expect them to be related. They just couldn't find any evidence that they were.
I'm going to have to rely on your extremely, sound information based on a fictionalized series of the Ozarks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Completely based on credible Netflixes.
That's right.
And the faint strumming of the banjo.
So the headline from the 9th of July 2021 is, I will show you what I do to serial killers. Costumed vigilante vows to hunt murderer. So this is a threat to you. When I find you, I will show you what I do to serial killers. A masked man who calls himself Shadow Vision warned a suspected serial killer in Little Rock, Arkansas. Shadow Vision. Like, it sounds like a new product from LG or something.
All he sees is shadows?
It's bizarre, yeah.
I just don't know. Is it reflected?
His vision is better when he's in the shadows?
Is it dark and two-dimensional?
Is there a song? Like, Shadow Vision?
He'd need one. Yeah, he'd need something.
Yeah.
Shadow Vision! Yeah. Shadow Vision! It's got to be upbeat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. A self-professed superhero who called himself Shadow Vision has been patrolling the capital of Arkansas, vowing to hunt down an apparent serial killer in the area. Man, this is fucking great.
Isn't that what the police are for?
No way. They're for capturing criminals, fabricating evidence, and putting them in jail. This bloke's going to kill him.
Charging people with vandalism.
Although, if
having a good bonk.
If the criminal was black, then the police are for killing them.
Oh,
too far.
I didn't say killing serial killers. I just meant hunting them down.
Yeah, no, I was saying Shadow Vision kills them.
Oh, right. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Shadow Vision means that he sees everyone as
shadows,
as coloured, and therefore has to kill them because he's really just a shit-ass policeman who...
Racist person.
Yeah.
Not all police... Look, I know you like to cast nasturtiums and say everyone's the same, but not all police people kill people.
I don't think
not all priests are pedophiles.
I don't think I like to make those generalisations.
Not all dominatrices happily have sex on an altar. Yeah,
exactly. I do like to find the controversy and explore that further.
I'm aware that you do, yes.
Really? More so than actually generalising. I'm not a fan of generalising.
I know you hate it when I do this, but on a slightly serious note, I listen to a lot of other podcasts as well, and particularly ones in America, and there is this movement about kind of defunding the police because there's a lot of anger towards the police and police brutality, which I completely understand. But there are also other people in the police force doing a really good job. And if you completely defund the police, I think the idea is to take that money and put it into other resources. But I just think...
Like vigilantes?
Maybe. These things are
I think they should spend the money on vigilantes and tap dancers. And they can patrol the street.
But when you're funding this thing, right, are you assuming that the funding covers the tap shoes and the fancy outfits for the vigilantes? Because they all have to be like superheroes.
Yeah, no. We're funding vigilantes and tap dancers, not tap dancing vigilantes.
But would they get more funding if they were both? All I was saying is,
tap dancers are to make the community happy. So they just dance around, and they're all their costumes are all paid for.
Distraction.
Yeah. So they make the people happy, and then if people aren't happy and they go and do crimes, then the vigilantes get them.
I think you've nailed it.
So, if you're about to commit a crime and 10 people go past tap dancing, would you go through with it, or would you just go, "What the fuck," and start laughing?
But you're assuming that people who commit crime are unhappy.
No, but you would just... So if you're like 10 seconds away from stabbing someone and then comes past, you probably wouldn't go through with it.
Single time step.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be potential victim training. You show them how to tap dance, and if somebody pulls a knife on them,
yeah,
they go into their routine.
Exactly. Yeah. You have a quick button that exposes the taps, and
there's something concerning about this idea of potential victim training. You look like a potential victim. Allow me to give you some training on how to be a good victim.
Well, they're training children in schools how to deal with people who come in and shoot them. For sure. So, that's what the tap dancing bit could be.
Well, maybe we won't call it potential victim training. We'll call it self-defense then.
Maybe there's a marketing lesson in the name.
You might need to have like a series of troops. When I was living in the UK, they used to have these parades every year. They'd have all these quite odd, but small towns, they'd have all these parades, and they had these majorettes, and so they twirl batons and do sort of high kicks and sort of tap dances, but maybe break it up with majorettes as well, so you could have the tap dancers, the majorettes.
The majorettes would work too, and the big band. The
majorettes
would have the big band.
Yeah. And then, if someone really is going to be naughty and committing a crime, we can basically let the majorettes bop them with their batons.
Yeah, or there's a button on the baton and the knives come out the end.
Knives.
I think the tap dancers need those knives on their shoes too.
Yeah,
I was thinking if you were naughty, you could be knocked to the ground and tapped all over. So like a troop of tap dancers on you, and that'll sort you out.
Death by tap dancing. God, I love how we've gone so far into the tap dancers and not the vigilantes.
Well, maybe that's because we've got a streak of vigilantism in ourselves, but yeah.
Yes. So on Thursday, he told a follower on his Facebook page, probably because he doesn't have many followers, that he was in Little Rock this week hunting the serial killer. I know that the serial stabber is keeping an eye on my page here, Shadow Vision wrote on his Facebook in May. So this is a threat to you. When I find you, I will show you what I do to serial killers. I'm hunting you right now. Just as a little bit of background, there have been 4 knife attacks, 3 of which were fatal in Little Rock since August 2020. So that's about maybe a 9-month period. And investigators believe they are connected, according to the Arkansas Times. The victims of the stabbings appeared to be chosen at random. The attacks have been brutal. Surviving victim Deborah Walker, 43, was stabbed 15 times. Oh. Larry McChristian, 64, Jeff Welch, 62, and an unidentified man known as Old School did not survive the attacks. I mean, that sounds old school.
What does that even mean?
Were those numbers stabbings or...
No, they were ages, the other ones.
Right, okay.
Deborah Walker, 43, stabbed 15 times. The others were ages. When did unidentified men go from being John Doe to being Old School?
How very dare they?
And what determines that he was old school? He died in a pretty old-fashioned old school way?
It's sounding more and more like Batman. Shadow Vision is coming here to avenge the death of Old School.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's so weird.
It's not like old timer, like he was...
Yeah, that's right. Old mate.
Yeah.
Old
mate, old timer, old school. Yeah. Old school.
Shadow Vision, whose real identity remains a mystery. Well, of course it does.
He's got a Facebook page calling himself Shadow Vision?
Facebook would know his true identity then, surely.
Sure. He's
vowing to end the reign of terror. Brilliant, Shadow Vision.
I think he's creating a reign of terror.
I am Shadow Vision, a real-life superhero, his Facebook bio states. I protect the innocent at whatever cost. I would sacrifice my own life to save an innocent life. He actually, on his Facebook page, says to save an innocent life, but, he's a superhero. He can't necessarily spell.
Hasn't got a spell check.
Superheroes don't normally have access to Facebook. The supposed vigilante claims to have exterminated 2 other serial killers years ago, according to the Arkansas Times.
I reckon he's a 15-year-old, so I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, probably. Though, oddly, that information has not been verified. He told Oxygen.com via email on Friday that one of the exterminated killers was in North Carolina while the other was in Arkansas back in the 1990s. So that's 20-odd years ago. I also love hunting high-ranking gang members, he said.
It sounds like a dating profile. Yeah, I love walks in the rain and pina coladas and hunting high-ranking.
If you like hunting high-rank gang members
and getting caught in the rain.
He also told Oxygen.com that he is originally from Belfast.
Oh.
That makes sense. Home of vigilanteism. The reason I showed up in Little Rock years ago is because the city needed help. The other reason that I have also revealed myself to Arkansas and the world 11 months ago is that I got tired of turning on the TV and all I hear is people losing hope. So I wanted to show them they got someone fighting for them out here. Give the people hope again. Would you like to know a little bit more about his uniform?
Yes, please.
Oh, go on then.
The vigilante typically wears a steel helmet, bulletproof chest, back plates, shoulder pads, fanged arm cuffs, handcuffs. I hope he doesn't wear handcuffs, but carries them with him. 2 steel sais strapped to his thighs. That rhymes nicely. And 2 katanas.
Sorry, 2 steel what?
Sais. They're like
sides.
You know sais, SAI. So they're like a knife, but with the 2 little bits that come around at the side.
Oh yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So he moves very slowly.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, his cat-like reflexes have been slowed down quite considerably.
It's a bit weighty.
He said it takes him about 20 minutes to get all suited up. By which case the crime would be committed and the criminal would be well on his way. Shadow Vision told Oxygen.com that he feels he is getting close to catching the serial killer. In fact, he claims he already has his name. I am coming for you, he said when asked if he'd like to deliver a message to the killer. I also want a one-on-one fight with you.
It's going to go down.
He's also been attracting more attention recently after a popular TikTok video was posted about him last week. And then,
really?
I can't deal with this stupid city, a TikToker wrote, stating that first her city has a serial killer and now a superhero to protect them. She included footage of the vigilante strolling the streets. And that, my friends, is the vigilante, Shadow Vision. Wow. I feel like I was hoping that he could be someone that we could use in our future punishments, but I feel like, he's just not going to cut it. Someone with slow cat-like reflexes who wants to challenge everyone to a one-on-one fight.
and needs a 20-minute warning.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, I think we should go back to the tap dancers. They got more hope.
I reckon.
I've gone down one of my
wormholes.
While you were talking, I was trying to find Shadow Vision on Facebook. And all I could find was a reference to Shadow Vision from another bloke who calls himself Tothian. And it says Shadow Vision is not only a fraud, he's also a pure evil criminal. We don't worry about pronouns. So he's left out.
Yeah, there's some bad spelling.
And then he says, as a former teammate of Shadow Vision's, as you can see is pictured here, but when you click on that, it's gone, which is very upsetting.
Was he a teammate in one-on-one combat class, or?
Well, this guy. Well, it's funny you should say that because
superhero? This
guy's a superhero too, right?
Fucking
and
hell.
He's got a whole website called Tothian, TOTHIAN.com, and I will just read you a little bit about himself. Hello, my name is Tothian, and I destroy evil. I was born on a mission to protect others and save the world from evil. I have known my mission.
I was born on a mission, not with a mission.
No, on a mission.
Loser.
As in, maybe he was born on a mission. You know, like some missionaries.
Oh, missionaries.
I can only assume from the language he uses. I've studied the ways of the warrior, ninja, samurai, hero/superhero, and even of the Jedi in real life from an early age. At 16, graduated, don't need to say I, from a military school known as the New Jersey National Guard Challenge Youth Program.
What?
Okay.
Challenged?
Military school?
Yeah.
Okay. At 17, I enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves as an infantry machine gunner. I served for 5 years until 2007 and then in active reserves until 2010. Some other areas I have some knowledge or experience in is, criminology, psychic abilities, martial arts, philosophy, strategy, tactics, leadership, and politics.
Boom, got it right.
Brilliantly random there. Yep.
After years of searching the internet for others like me, I found other real-life superheroes on the internet in 2006, many of which I've gotten to meet and work with in real life. In February 2007, after months of planning, I created the Heroes Network as my way of helping the real-life superheroes to network with those they needed to work with in order to achieve their goals. In 2016, I also created a group known as the Oracle Knights, which is a group of psychic warrior real-life superheroes.
Psychic warrior. I'd rather it be a group of masturbatory warrior real-life superheroes.
He's here to do his part against those in need, and if he can't help someone himself, I'm usually really good at helping find exactly the right people who can help. My war is against evil.
So then on that same webpage, there's groups, right? And one of them is real life superheroes for Trump.
Oh, I'm sorry, Toby. You just lost me. I was fine. I was fine with him until he's supporting Trump, who's the actual devil incarnate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real life superheroes for Trump. I feel like that's just a bunch of orange people with ugly comb-overs making stupid faces. So do me a favour. Let's have a live frequently asked questions segment. If you click on the FAQ bit, I'll ask you the question and you can answer as a real life superhero.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay. So you ready?
Yeah. I think yeah.
Question number 1: what does the name Tothian mean?
You know how names like Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man all define the hero? Well, I would rather define the name Tothian rather than it define me. Sorry, I'm trying to do a funny thing. It's just waking up. But it's meant to have a medieval warrior or Jedi Knight sound or feel to it. Many have told me it sounds like a Greek god. Right.
Okay, shall we go on to the next question?
Is that clearer for you?
Yeah. I think that's an excellent answer. I totally know what it means now.
And I think you've got the right tone and the inflection on his voice.
Yeah. Okay, so next question. Are you a real-life superhero?
I don't know. Do you consider me one? That's up to every individual to decide who they deem heroic or not. I'm part of the real-life superhero community, which must be real-life superhero because it's all got capitals. In fact, I'm one of the people who helped to create the real-life superhero community. So I try to do what I think a superhero should do. He's very good at avoiding answering the question, isn't he?
Excellent response. Yeah. I'm going to chalk that up as a no.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think I'm one?
Yeah, that's right. That would be a no.
It's like when you meet someone and for whatever reason you say, how old are you? And they say, oh, guess. No, just fucking how old are you?
I'm sorry I asked. I'm sorry I met you. I'm leaving.
On. That's right. Yeah.
So, how did you find the real-life superhero movement?
Oh, it's not a movement, but rather a community with many movements within it. That's a good thing because it allows for more individuality and self-expression, as opposed to one set of ideologies and standards and goals that apply to everyone. And I helped create it. Again, what? Yeah,
correct. And real-life superheroes for Trump. I feel like that is about one set of ideologies.
Quite limited, I was thinking the same thing, and standards and goals. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so next question, Tothian. Are you a vigilante?
Oh, look, the laws on this might vary from location to location, as does the definition. I don't think the definition does, but anyway.
Yeah.
and that is based more on specific actions than what title someone wishes to use based on their ideology. I don't consider myself one because I don't see myself as someone out to enforce man-made laws. I'm more about freedom than authoritarianism, but I do stand firmly against evil. What?
In a non-authoritarianism way. He sounds like the way Trump answers questions.
Yeah, maybe this is actually Trump.
Like it really does. All right, Tothian, next question. Why don't you wear a mask?
Well, personal preference, Because there's no such thing as COVID.
Yeah, that's right. The China virus.
The China virus. It's just a cold. I don't feel like I would be me if I was. There's no off switch. It's funny he's saying this, right? Because if you look at his photo, he's
wearing a mask. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah.
There's no off switch to me. Plus, they're annoying and itchy to wear after a while, and some make it hard to see. Besides, if someone ever found out who I was, it would be pointless to wear a mask. So for me, I won't go through that. What? The fuck? Hang on.
Mate, this is nonsense.
There are some that are good to wear when it's cold out. Oh, my Lord. So
that's
because
an excellent answer.
Spider-Man.
If someone ever found out who I was, it'd be pointless to wear a mask. So surely wearing a mask would help to avoid people finding out who you are.
I think, anyway. I must say, Tothian, you are answering these questions with perfect clarity. So thank you. We're getting a really good sense of who you are. All right. So tell us about your costume and what your symbol means.
Costumes are for trick-or-treaters and actors. I wear a suit / uniform / gear / attire / outfit / armor, etc. But not the C word.
What?
I mean costume.
Oh, God. I was thinking that's random.
Yeah. And the symbol is all the letters of my name.
Oh, he's so
genius.
Deep. Yeah.
He's deep, man.
Yeah. Okay, excellent answer. So next question. Why don't you just become a cop?
Actually, I almost thought of that.
Almost?
How can you almost think something? Yeah. I almost thought of that about a decade ago. I was in the Marine Reserves at the time. When I came, I don't know what voice I'm going for now. When I came home from my reserve unit, I switched out from my Marine digital camis and put on my... This sounds like Lee Child, Jack Reacher. And put on my Tothian uniform. Both look awesome. But both look awesome. But the Tothian one felt more comfortable and felt more me as an individual. I like wearing my own uniform. I like using my name Tothian. I like the individuality and self-expression that I have as Tothian. So even when I was in the Marines, I still was Tothian. Plus, I don't want to enforce laws. I'm more pro-liberty than authoritarian. I'm a warrior who fights evil, not a crime fighter who fights crime. And also, they didn't let me in.
Yeah, that's right.
Pointing.
They realised I was a whack job and said, sorry, mate, you don't pass the psych test.
I didn't pass the psych test.
Whatever
that
means.
I mean, I'm psychic. What are they talking about?
That says it even when he's with the junior Marines, he had a Tothian costume.
No, he was Tothian. Tothian's not his costume, it's who he is.
Far out,
even
Tony.
When he was with the
Jesus,
junior
Tony,
Marines.
keep up.
Even when he was with a kid.
I don't know how you can't understand these concise responses.
But he was a kid, and he's saying...
He switched out from his Marine digital camis and put on his Tothian uniform after he was But they both look awesome, by the way. They both look awesome.
I wonder what his Marine mates thought of his Tothian gear.
I don't think he had mates.
Schmitty,
no, I bet he didn't. Yeah.
Schmitty, I think you need to answer. You need to ask this next question because it sounds like Tothian is asking this of himself.
Oh, I got to ask it and answer
in his voice. No, I'll answer it for you.
Okay. Did you know that what you do is dangerous and that you could get hurt or even killed doing that?
Oh, wow, no. I didn't know that.
Seriously? Yes, I know that.
And I think you need to answer the next bit as well.
Yes, I know that. I know there is danger in the world. I know how evil happens in the world. I want to protect people from that. If I die protecting someone, I would rather live to protect more people. But I don't think I would somehow wish I lived a safer life. What the fuck? I would rather live to protect more people. But I don't think I would somehow wish I lived a safer life. If I did that, I really then wouldn't be living at all. Now, would I? This guy is a philosopher, isn't he?
I can't wait for you to re-listen to that.
I'm getting more American.
There's like 20 different accents through there. I think it's excellent.
I know, because he is American, and so I'm slipping into it. I don't know where he's coming from. And I'm just sort of like bozo. I'm just doing generic transatlantic bozo.
Is it true you think that you're the Archangel Michael?
I have many reasons to believe that my spirit is him. First, my earliest memory was knowing I was born to fight evil.
My earliest memory is knowing I was born to fight evil.
Yeah.
God.
I'm firmly devoted to God. As a kid, I always saw my spirit had a sword in his hand. It's not his sword, mate. And was always known as that one always carrying the sword. I knew I had to lead something great. When I met Master Legend on MySpace in 2006.
You were right, MySpace.
I knew it. He told me when he found me on there that God told him to be friends with me, that I'm one of the 7 archangels, and that I would be one of the best friends he ever had for the rest of his life because we were 6 years old at the time. That's what it sounds like. When he told me that, I already knew which one, no doubt in my mind. Plus, the comparisons were too obvious and not matched with any of the others. Years later, I even noticed that Tothian and Michael each have 7 letters with the vowels in the same place. Dun, dun, dun! But regardless of whether I am or not, I can't spend my whole life wondering if I really am or not. I can't spend all my time proving it to people. I just say what I believe. And also, regardless of whether I am or not, I am focused on my mission in life, which, by the way, did I tell you I knew it was my earliest memory?
Yeah, I know, right? Far out. I'm going to ad-lib a little bit here and put in my own question. Have you and the Archangel Michael ever been seen in the same room together?
Well, no, which further proves that I am the Archangel Michael.
Right. And now this is one
the Archangel really doesn't like me.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah,
it's quite off-put by me, yeah.
Yeah. This is one that everyone wants to know the answer to. Do you have any superpowers?
Yes.
And what are they?
Some trained abilities are best not to tell people, lest they lose their strongest element, the element of surprise. But the ones I can specifically use to help others are my psychic abilities.
Wait. You've got psychic abilities? Tell me the lottery numbers.
Oh, no, I'm not going to tell you that. I've gotten pretty close when guessing for fun, but don't waste your time playing the lottery.
Why did you make a website?
Because I'm a loner and a loser, and I was reaching out to other loners and losers that I figured would be out there in MySpace. Sorry, that's my editorializing. I always wanted my own website, but never really thought that much about it. I didn't realize how useful one really can be. Not only to have a compiled list of information about myself answering questions many people ask me, I don't know what accent I'm doing now, but always ways for people to contact me, as well as promote my social media. We should interview this guy. He's a legend.
I think we should.
And also to have a place like this FAQ page to answer a lot of the types of questions I've received over the years. I feel as though building this can be a useful tool. There's a useful tool around here to help me save the world.
We're a bit short on useful tools around here, aren't we?
Yeah, maybe not useful. That's definitely a tool. And also give ideas to others who may want their own personal website to be used to help others. Goodness me, that's this long answers.
Oh, I love this question.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard a lot of rumours about you. Are they true?
Absolutely.
Do you want to even know what the rumours are, or are you just happy to say yes?
That's right.
He said absolutely. Yeah.
I know.
Clearly he wrote his own FAQs. No one has asked him these questions.
Now, I think you're going to have to ask this question as well.
Oh. You're such a good-looking and funny guy. Have you ever considered a career in modeling, comedy, or acting? I reckon that's what he really sounds like, actually.
Do you reckon? Are we going to change his voice now?
No. You're such a good-looking and funny guy. Have you ever considered a career in modeling, comedy, or acting? What a wank
of a question to have on your own website.
Oh, it sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm too busy saving the world. Maybe people can find some form of entertainment in seeing me do that. I'd love to see him do that. Show me you saving the world. I tell you what, mate. How about the next time, use your psychic abilities, and the next time some fucking psycho has taken an automatic weapon into a school or a shopping centre, you get there in advance of them and you stand in front of them and you save everyone's life. I'd like to see that.
It's a good point. I feel like that question though is under the NSFAQ, like that not so frequently asked questions.
Never asked. Yeah, true.
Have you ever saved anybody?
Yes, as a kid, I saved a girl from a frozen creek. On patrols, I've escorted women in danger to safer locations on at least 2 occasions. There are other things here and there that I feel awkward telling people about, so I'd rather not. I don't even like talking about what I did talk about. But I only say this because it's true and because I feel as though some elements of my life story will give others ideas of what to expect. I should join up. You know, Kate and I saved the man having a heart attack next door, and I've definitely helped people cross the road. I could be a real life superhero if he's just saved saved a girl from a frozen creek and escorted women in danger on at least 2 occasions.
Oh no! But was the frozen creek like actually still and frozen, or was it marauding down the main street, like trying to attack the poor girl?
No, maybe she fell in cold water or something.
I've heard rumours from many people that you've considered running for president of the United States someday. Is this true?
I've considered it for years. I don't currently think I ever will, because if you think Donald Trump had a rough time in the election, multiply that by 100. I feel as though the office of the President of the United States has certain obligations and duties that may limit me from having the personal independence to be able to effectively save the world in the type of ways I may feel I need to.
Fuck. My God.
However, I would only run for president if I felt things were so bad that it was desperately needed. I'm also uniquely qualified to be president because of my understanding of presidential history, which I've studied before I was even 10 years old. I learned a lot in studying criminology in an online course and how it relates to everything. I also have vast experience with networking. A president must know how to network by finding who is the best person for what job and making them useful. I have experience being involved with politics and campaigns. But I really prefer to run the Heroes Network and Oracle Nights. These 2 things help me effectively help others and also help others who help others. And others who help others who help others who help others. I love the independence I have in this, and I feel very passionate about what I do as if I'm really making a difference.
All right, a couple of real quick questions,
it's
right?
As if, because I'm not actually. Even he knows it's all bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
Okay. A couple of real quick questions. Just scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a wife or girlfriend?
No.
Do you hope to someday?
I don't know. I'm only 10 years old now.
What?
K. What does that mean?
I don't know. It's so good as a frequently asked question.
Oh, that's a question.
Sorry. So it went, I don't know. IDK ... What? K.
Can we do this one more time because it's it frequently asked questions?
Okay.
Do you have a wife or girlfriend?
No.
Do you hope to someday?
IDK ...
What?
K.
Excellent answering there. Thank you for the interview, Todian. You fucking whack job.
Oh, bless him. The worst part of his job, according to his FAQ, is losing friends. At times, doing what we do can make us enemies and lose friends. Well, I don't think it's because of what you do, mate. I think it's because you're a
fuckwit.
Bit of a whack job.
You could put it that way, but I don't even know if he's a whack job. I just think he's a fantasist. He's just having a good old fantasy. Like a LARPer, you know.
An Uncle Doug, a tug. Like a priest and 2 dominatrices, he's having a good old fantasy.
I had an Uncle Doug. You shouldn't say that.
Did you?
Very rude. Yes. He's passed away now, but I wouldn't call him a tug.
That's too much information for our our child-friendly podcast.
Yeah, no, these guys are just kids dressing up and having a good time. Okay, so thanks for that, Clarky. I think we've got some bizarro stories there, and I enjoyed them thoroughly. And thank you, Barry and Pooley, otherwise known as Barry Pooley, the conjoined twins, for joining us in this episode. And I miss you already.
Ciao, darlings. Love you long time.
Sorry, sorry. I miss you already.
I'll be back.
John.
What a tool. Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review, and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.